people were vying for this spot, being side A of this historic card. I guess, what does it say about you that the UFC is trusting you for such a marquee event in an historic moment?
Mira, una oportunidad tremenda y una cartelera histórica. ¿Qué dice de ti que el UFC te puso básicamente como estelar para esto?
Honestly, I don't know what it says about me. I'm just so grateful with the UFC and with Dana, with everyone that was involved in this event. And the only thing I can say is thank you, and I really appreciate it.
And standing opposite you is Justin Gaethje, obviously one of the most, maybe the most exciting fighter that has ever stepped into the UFC octagon. What are you expecting from Justin? How can you possibly prepare for someone where a lot of their opponents just don't look the same after fighting Justin?
Listen, one thing I know for a fact is that he never fought with someone like me. And the only thing from Justin is for him to show up in the event, and I'm going to do the rest. You know what I mean?
People say this run that Ilia is on might be the best 3 wins we've ever seen in the UFC. You fought all of the great lightweights of the world. How does Ilia stack up compared to your past opponents?
Yeah, I think he's my second toughest test ever, next to Khabib. But yeah, those three Volkanovski, Holloway, Oliveira, yeah, legendary. So it's just gonna make this win that much more spectacular.
Welcome back, fight fans, to one of the most important and explosive breakdowns we have ever covered on this channel. Today, we are talking about a fight that feels bigger than a championship, bigger than rankings, and maybe even bigger than the sport itself. The upcoming showdown between Justin Gaethje and Ilia Topuria has become one of the most discussed battles in all of combat sports, and for good reason. This is not simply a clash between 2 elite fighters. This is a collision between chaos and perfection, between old-school violence and the modern evolution of mixed martial arts. And with the event reportedly connected to a historic White House setting, the atmosphere surrounding this matchup already feels legendary before the cage door has even closed. For years, Justin Gaethje has represented the pure heart of violence inside the UFC. Every time he fights, fans know exactly what they are getting: pressure, brutality, non-stop action, and the constant possibility of a knockout from either side. Gaethje does not fight to win rounds. He fights to break opponents mentally and physically. His wars against elite names turned him into one of the most beloved fighters in MMA history, because he is willing to walk through hell if it means creating one unforgettable moment. But this upcoming fight feels different. There is a sense among fans and analysts that Gaethje is now standing in front of a fighter unlike any he has ever faced before. Ilia Topuria is no longer viewed as just another dangerous contender. Many now see him as the future face of the UFC, and perhaps the most complete fighter currently competing in the sport. What makes Topuria terrifying is not—
whatever it is, he has it. He has it.
He's got it in his mind. He's got it in his technique. His grappling's fun. I watched a video of him grappling with Merab, and he was all over Merab.
And that's
crazy.
That's what they say. His grappling's just as good, if not better, than his stand-up.
That's where he started.
I've never seen
as a
it.
grappler.
I've never seen him grapple, though.
Well, he finished Bryce Mitchell on the ground, and he's finished a few people on the ground. He does clearly have phenomenal submission ability.
not just his knockout power. Plenty of fighters hit hard. What separates him from everyone else is his precision and composure under pressure. He wastes almost no movement inside the cage. Every step, every feint, every punch seems designed to create the perfect opening. Watching him fight feels less like watching a brawler and more like watching a calculated predator slowly trap his prey before finishing the job with brutal efficiency. That is why so many former fighters and analysts continue to praise his technical skills. Even legends of the sport have described him as one of the cleanest and most technically sound athletes they have ever seen compete in MMA. His striking is compact, balanced, and incredibly difficult to read. Opponents often realize too late that they are already trapped inside his rhythm.
Fun. I mean, look, if we're being honest about it, look, Ilia Topuria is the favorite against anybody other than maybe Islam Makhachev right now, and I think that would be a great fight. But I mean, we've seen the run that he's on, the skills he's capable of. He's the favorite here for a reason. If there is somebody, because like I don't think you want to outpoint Ilia Topuria over 5 rounds. You know what I mean? I don't know. And I think people forget how good his grappling is, too. So you might be like, we've seen how great his striking is. You may say, oh, well, what if you had a real dominant wrestler? Like, he's pretty good grappler, too.
Well, if last night didn't send you a reminder of that, what he was able to do to Max and what Charles couldn't do to him.
100%,
Holy cow.
right? So I think what you want is somebody that can walk into a battle, take some shots, keep moving forward, and maybe land that big one. That's Justin Gaethje.
Justin Gaethje can do it.
That's Justin Gaethje in a nutshell. Now, I think most people and experts ahead of it will be picking Ilia Topuria, but that's again why I think this was Ilia.
And perhaps the most shocking part of all this is that Topuria may not even be primarily a striker. Many people forget that his roots come from grappling and submission fighting. Long before the highlight reel knockouts and viral finishes, he built his game on control, wrestling, and ground dominance. That hidden layer of his skill set makes him even more dangerous, because opponents cannot focus only on defending punches. The threat exists everywhere. We already saw evidence of that in previous fights, where Topuria effortlessly controlled skilled grapplers on the ground. Stories from training camps have only increased the fear surrounding him.
You're going to grab him and you're going to teach him defensively, because Roy went into detail, and Roy said it had to do with dealing with Ilia's punches. Whether you're going to block them, whether you're going to slip them, whether you're going to roll with them. But you must, and I quote the great Roy Jones, take some sting off those shots. Interesting. It's very interesting to me. In boxing, all of that. In MMA, if you have a strategy to be defensive, you got big problems. You got big problems in MMA. You got 4-ounce gloves. There are guys in boxing that they'll eat 3 punches to land 1. George Foreman comes to mind. George Foreman's way of setting you up and knowing that you were close enough for him to reach out and hit is for you to hit him. He would take combinations, boom, to give 1 back. That can't happen in MMA. That can't happen with 4-ounce gloves. If you go in there understanding, boy, this guy's going to hit and this guy's going to hit me hard, and I need to parry it, I need to slip it, or I need to roll with it. If you do any one of those intentionally, you're not going to see the next round. And it wouldn't come down to who's better. In a straight-up boxing contest, it usually does come down to who's better. There is a puncher's chance. There are those crazy things that happen.
Fighters and coaches continue to describe his grappling as elite level, with some even claiming it could be as dangerous as his striking. Imagine facing someone with terrifying knockout power, while also knowing they can dominate you if the fight hits the mat. That is the nightmare Gaethje is preparing for. Still, counting out Justin Gaethje has always been one of the biggest mistakes people make in MMA. We have seen this story before. People underestimate him because of the damage he absorbs, or because of the technical flaws in his style. Then the cage closes, and suddenly the fight becomes pure chaos, exactly where Gaethje is most dangerous.
Banging main event, look at there's odds out already, and it's crazy, these odds. They still have Justin at like a 4-1 underdog, which is, what was Justin his last fight? He was what is it, a 3-1 underdog their last fight? Something crazy like that. He was the underdog. Justin Gaethje was the underdog. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, these whoever the odds makers are or whatever, I just feel like, you know, the disrespect is there. I mean, even myself, I was an underdog in my fight. You know, the disrespect is there, but it is what it is. You know, that's what we love to do as professional athletes. We like to go in there.
Gaethje's greatest weapon has never been technique alone. It is his willingness to go places mentally that most fighters simply cannot survive. He thrives in violence. He welcomes pressure. He turns fear into fuel. And when opponents begin to break emotionally from the pace and intensity, that is when he becomes terrifying. His calf kicks alone could become one of the most important weapons in this fight. Throughout his career, Gaethje has destroyed opponents' mobility with brutal low kicks that completely changed fights. Against a movement-heavy fighter like Topuria, damaging the legs early could potentially slow down the champion's footwork and timing. If Gaethje can force Topuria into close-range exchanges and ugly brawls, the entire fight changes instantly. But that strategy also comes with enormous danger. Topuria's counterpunching may be the sharpest in the sport today. Every aggressive entry from Gaethje creates opportunities for Topuria to land clean shots down the middle. And
that's why I just kind of went,
Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, well, all right. And then, you know, him fighting Ilia Topuria is probably one of the most technical, sound athletes that I've seen in mixed martial arts, meaning that his cadence of a rhythm when he boxes, when he hits pads, everything he does is like strategic, right? And so
it's also surgical. The precision is perfect. There's no telegraph, there's no opening.
Yeah.
He sets things up.
Yeah.
The timing is ridiculous.
Yep.
You know, and then of course combine that with the power that he has.
Yeah.
I mean, one shot is truly all it takes.
Yeah, and you know, Ilia Topuria can take a shot, and there's me talking to Justin Gaethje about that. So when I talked to him about that, I never want to get.
Yeah. With 4-ounce gloves, one perfectly timed punch can end everything in seconds. Another major factor in this fight is age and accumulated damage. Gaethje is now 37 years old and has spent most of his career fighting in absolute wars. He has absorbed terrifying punishment against some of the hardest hitters in the division.
Obviously, everyone wanted this main event spot. You're the American in this historic card at the White House. You essentially manifested this in January. You said, beat Patty, unify against Ilia. You got what you wanted. I guess, what are the emotions now before this historic event?
Yeah, it is an absolute dream come true. From where I come from, we all come from somewhere, but I come from the middle of nowhere, and to represent this country on this level at this moment in my career is something that I could have never dreamt of. My first fight ever was outside, and one of my last fights will be outside. So it's a crazy life. I'm gonna be so ready. I'm so ready to put it on the line. I don't give a fuck if he beats me, doesn't beat me, doesn't matter. I'm coming in there and I'm gonna try to knock this motherfucker out. I will be throwing missiles on the White House lawn on June 14th.
One of the coldest moments during the build-up came when Topuria calmly stated that he would break the jaw of whoever stood in front of him, whether it was Gaethje or another replacement fighter. The frightening part was not the words themselves, but how calmly he delivered them. There was no screaming, no fake anger, no emotional trash talk. Just pure confidence from someone who genuinely believes nobody in the division can stop him. The betting odds tell the same story. Despite Gaethje's legendary reputation, many oddsmakers see Topuria as a massive favorite. That level of confidence from the MMA world shows just how unstoppable Topuria currently appears.
Boxers in the UFC, he's going to be a huge favorite versus Justin Highlight Gaethje. Justin Highlight Gaethje, 37 years old. It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough one. 2-fight win streak, but again, you can never count Justin Gaethje out. The dude hits hard. The dude could calf kick you to hell. He can wrestle good. He's well-rounded. Everyone is going to be counting Justin Gaethje out. And if Justin Gaethje can get it done on that night, oh my God, that'll be sweet.
So now...
Eventually, every fighter reaches a point where the body can no longer recover the same way, and many analysts fear Gaethje could be approaching that moment. Meanwhile, Topuria is entering the fight in the prime of his athletic career. He looks faster, fresher, and more confident with every performance. There is an aura around him right now that reminds many fans of dominant champions during their peak years. He carries himself with complete belief in his abilities, and psychologically, that confidence appears to affect opponents before the fight even begins.
He's got it in his mind, he's got it in his technique, his grappling's fun. I watched a video of him grappling with Merab, and he was all over Merab.
And that's
crazy.
That's what they say. His grappling's just as good, if not better, than his stand-up.
That's where he started.
I've never seen
as a grappler.
I've never seen him grapple, though.
Well, he finished Bryce Mitchell on the ground, and he's finished a few people on the ground. He does clearly have phenomenal submission.
To many analysts, this is not simply another title defense. It feels like the official beginning of a new era in combat sports. And yet, there remains one thing nobody can fully predict: the madness factor of Justin Gaethje. MMA history is filled with moments where logic failed and chaos won. Gaethje only needs one opening, one exchange, one perfectly timed shot to completely change the future of the lightweight division forever. That is why this fight feels so special. On paper, Topuria may appear to have the cleaner skills, better timing, younger body, and more complete game. But fighting has never been decided entirely on paper. Sometimes heart, pressure, and violence can break even the most technically perfect fighter. When these two men finally stand across from each other under the lights, the entire MMA world will be watching closely. One fighter is trying to cement himself as the unstoppable new king of the UFC. The other is fighting to prove that warriors like him can never truly be counted out.
Show Justin Gaethje anything that Justin could use 7 weeks from now. I don't think so. That's just my opinion. I don't think so. I think whatever Justin uses at the White House against Ilia, he will have learned at a minimum 10 years ago. I don't think Justin will use anything that he learned during training camp last year, 3 fights ago. I believe he will use things that he learned 10 years ago. And moreover, do I think it's a good idea for Justin to be worried about Ilia's punches, worried about taking the sting off, worried about absorbing them, but absorbing them less?
And in the end, that is what makes this matchup unforgettable. It is not just about who wins or loses. It is about what happens when technical perfection collides headfirst with pure chaos.